Now it's my pleasure and my honor to introduce someone who needs no introduction to all of you, Tom Cruise.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Hey y'all. It's great to be back on a carrier, I gotta tell you. Really, it's a true honor. I just can't wait for you to see it. I really cannot wait. It's a tribute to you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do y'all mind getting a photo with me? Thank you. Thank you all for everything you do, you and your families, for our country, for our nation. And it's just an honor to be here. I cannot wait for you to see this film tonight. Take care, y'all. Be well.
Tom Cruise landed in a helicopter. I stood there with the most epic cast of all time. I am just pinching myself. I don't know. I feel like I'm on another planet. We had to wait until we could have communities watching it together. I mean, it's an emotional piece, and you want to be there with your friends and your family, and people who love the movie, who've talked about the movie and quoted it, want to go together and be able to sit next to each other and, eat popcorn. And, it's the classic movie experience, just on an absolutely epic level. The first one was really emotional too, and I think we forget with all the fun we have on the volleyball court, and we love Goose, but maybe forget how much we cried in that moment. And I think that is at its core very much a part of Top Gun, and it's a part of making a sequel. These things are emotional. It's not just flying planes. I mean, they're risking their lives and to protect their country, and there's camaraderie and love and friendship and romance, and you need all of it.
It's a labor of love. I've never worked as long in a movie before. Between the flying and all the kind of swim training and everything, but just the fact that with all the new cast, we were all kind of doing this thing for the first time together. It was a, immense learning experience, and to do it with TC himself was really just, the best. I certainly never got spun around that much. I mean, to be able to go up in an F-18 and keep your wits about you, and then still understanding everything you had to do to be able to film the scene, and honestly, just to not pass out. And I mean, we put so much time in to be able to get to that point, and so the audience really gets to reap the rewards of that, because there's no green screen. We're in the jets for real, and that footage is just top notch. I really loved the character, and I think it's a really beautiful relationship between Rooster and Maverick. And I mean, look, the first time Rooster walks on screen, people are projecting everything that happened to Goose in the first one. So it was some big shoes to fill, and I'm just glad I didn't have to, try and recreate Goose by any means. I just love the character that they wrote for me. Theaters are kind of back. It feels like every day, we're making a step forward. I think it's great, man. We had to give up a lot of pleasures over the last, couple of years because everything going on, and it's really nice to experience joy with a stranger, and to be able to do it in a dark theater, I think that's what you want. I heard so many stories about his work ethic, his generosity, his understanding of film. So I don't know, he really he exceeded all of those things I kind of had already heard about him, but I really wasn't surprised. He's such a phenomenal actor. That's first and foremost. And then he's a movie making machine, and we all reap the benefits of that.
Tom Cruise is just a guy that everybody around him wants to do their absolute best, and he did not want to go back to this franchise unless he could top it. And I really feel like we topped it. There's this amazing line in the movie where Ed Harris says, "Your time is heading for extinction, Maverick." And Mav looks at him, he said, "Maybe so, sir, but not today." And I really feel like after the last couple years, we thought the movie business could be done for. The communal theatrical experience, like experiencing a big movie together, leaving a theater, wanting to high five, wanting to fly, wanting to do stuff you never could do before. And that's why this movie really is special, is we tasted our mortality, we've come out the other side, and we get to celebrate with everybody with this movie. And I think that's what makes it different and special. Monika's a badass. Truly, I can't say enough nice things about her. She came into this with the weight of having to represent all female aviators, and came out the other side as tough on the screen as she was off the screen. She's truly an exceptional human being, and I think the only one of us who didn't puke her brains out every day of this shoot. Yeah. There was a moment on the shoot where he said, "Hey, Glenn," it was in the morning. I was like, kind of going through my lines, and he goes, "Hey, kid, hey, can I talk to you for a second?" I was like, "Oh, shoot." I was like, hope I'm not in trouble with the principal, sort of feeling. And he goes, I watched a movie last night. There's this movie, Point Blank, and your character, the way you enter the scene, I feel like he kind of stands like you're kind of a cowboy in the scene. I'm going to frame you like this. And I go, Tom Cruise watched a movie last night and thought about my character. That's what makes Tom different, is it's a team sport for him. It's not about Tom. It's about how good of a movie he can make. And it really is. That's what makes him a different movie star. That's why he's been one of the biggest movie stars for 40 years, is he cares about everyone he works with, and he wants everybody else to win.
We're bringing people back to the theaters. Like, this is such the movie to like watch in a community, and to bring people back into the theaters. And then on top of that, it took a while for technology to get there and for cameras to get there, right? Like, the cameras hadn't been able to catch up with what Tom wanted to do. And now that we're in that space, we get to bring this movie to the world. We get to bring, this amazing story of teamwork and friendship, competition. Like, it's amazing, man. I think one is how gracious he was with his time, his storytelling. He talks about his entire career. He'll tell you a story from every movie, how he made mission 1 to mission 7, whatever it is, right? How he originally made Top Gun to what we're doing today. Like, he just takes the time to tell you stories about everything, and you just don't expect that from folks at that level. Tom does it every single day and never wavers, and it's absolutely amazing. And then the second thing is, he's such a student. He's watching a movie every single day while he's making a movie, because he wants to learn what filmmakers all around the world are doing. And again, like, that is something that I'll take with me forever.
When I used to grow up, there wasn't a lot of people like me on the scene, and now I'm glad to be a part of a project where another young kid like myself can sit there and say, like, wow, I want to be like him, Oh, I mean, the competition between each and every one of us is real. I think it helped. We wanted to be better than the next person, but we were also rooting the next person on. I am the best pilot. I'll just go out there and say it. I am. No, but it helped us push. When things get hard, you have somebody else that's either going through the same thing you're going through or competing with you, and you want to beat that person as well. We had a great time bonding, and these are my family members. We still talk, and even after this is over, we're going to stay close.
It's really very moving, the journey that Maverick goes on in this film, which may surprise some audiences, I think. I've had a lot of people who have seen it tell me they were crying when they came. They were laughing, they were crying, they were cheering. It's a poignant story. So hopefully fans will enjoy that. I think it's a great time because everyone's ready to get together and have a joyful collective experience in movie theaters, I think. And this is the kind of movie that's perfect for a big screen. It's perfect for a big group of people. It's just, like I said, it's celebratory. It's deeply satisfying. It's a big spectacle of a movie, but it has a lot of heart.
I was finally like, this is now or never. And look, I was always there. Everywhere I traveled around the world, they wanted a sequel, and it was just never right. It's just the story wasn't right, but I'd lay there in bed, and I'm constantly thinking about stories, and I was like, okay, what if, how? And I was waiting for technology to be able to catch up to some of the things that I wanted to accomplish, because in the first one I flew in the F-14, we had a camera that had 5 minutes of film, and I would turn it on and off. And I waited to see where, and I did American Made, and when I was doing American Made, the aerials, it was always in the back of my mind that if I did Top Gun, what about this? And then McHugh and I did Fallout together, and we were developing those cameras for the helicopters and that aerial sequence. It was all a progression to where we're going. And Kaczynski, when I was doing Oblivion with Joe, he's like, I always talked about Top Gun. I said, Joe, let's make Oblivion right now, And then I was shooting Fallout, and McHugh was talking to me about Top Gun for, 10 years. And it just came together. And it just was like, okay, it is now or never. And I felt like the challenge is there, and maybe we can figure this out. My whole life, since I was 4, I wanted to make movies. And I remember being on the set of Taps and thinking, if I can make movies the rest of my life, I'd be so happy. So It's kind of amazing. It's surreal. I don't know, it's surreal that here we are and I'm doing this, and it's surreal that it's Top Gun Maverick. 36 years. I'll hold that for you. I got it. I got you. Okay. 36 years later, and here we are. It's surreal. I just nothing else to say. Not only is training, but just structurally, making the movie coming up, in every way. That's technically challenging. It's emotionally, how do you create a story like this and constantly find the tone? Throughout, it was challenging on every single level. So to hear the audience's response, and it's really very special.